the Titanic.
Okay, so first of all, before I even get started, switch back to novel. Hopefully it won't switch away from this. I'm sorry for not noticing it went back to adventure. I think there must be certain cutscenes in the game that cause it to switch from novel to adventure. Like, at the end of the cutscene, it just reintroduces you into the adventure screen, and I just that's the problem. It's a blind run, so I didn't actually notice that it did that. So I'm just playing along. Boop, 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 boop. Regardless, hey guys, welcome back. We're in 999. We're about to find out more about June or Akane's weird ghost history Titanic fascination. Let's do it.
The Titanic?
I just love how condescending Junpei is by the, we're talking about the Titanic again.
Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
I have. Mainly from the last episode where you already said that. I think it must go by, when you save, there's just little predetermined save points with the voice acting. I think that must be what happened. I actually have heard that.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
This is such a new experience for me to know what people are talking about.
There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the sinking of the Titanic before it actually sank.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility.
Oh, that's why you're like thinking about futility. You're not thinking about the actual act of life being futile. You're thinking about the novel you read. Which I suppose makes sense. Cat, don't knock things over.
It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank.
Did it actually involve the Titanic? Like, the boat wasn't even being put together then.
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but...
Oh my gosh, I know stuff. Don't steal this moment from me.
The story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
Yeah.
I almost want to, like, listen to Futility now.
I heard it was all a hoax.
A hoax?
Really?
I heard that the stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank.
Really? That's an interesting question.
Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book.
Interesting. I wonder if that's true. I kind of want to look into it now.
14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic. He figured that was his chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel, so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
Surprised by June seems rather taken aback.
Really?
I am really curious if any of this is true. After this episode, I'm definitely looking into it for sure. I mean, really, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
For a moment, she looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. No apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him, alarmed.
But...
You're ruining my worldview!
That wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
Wait, so you were thinking about futility, but now you're going to make up another book?
It wasn't?
Yep. There were 2 other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead.
That's interesting. Why would one guy write 2 books about the sinking of a boat against an iceberg? Like, that's not that common. You know, it's not like writing a story about a superhero. There's not that much.
Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892.
Interesting. 6 years apart. That is not a 9, guys. That is not a 9.
Stead wrote 2 stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster.
And the iceberg was Stead's brother.
In one, 2 ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Right, I knew you'd say that.
That's why I had a...
But what if Stead had some sort of special powers?
You're making really bad arguments here. Oh, you're right. You know, it's not that unusual for ships to hit each other, so it doesn't mean anything. But what if he had special powers anyway?
To be more specific, What if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
Is that like where you put a pen down, close your eyes, and just like let your hand go without thinking about what you're writing and then look at it later? I've heard of that, although I've never... Whenever I do that, I just scribble.
Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Okay, that is kind of what they're talking about.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull.
Well, interesting. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it in the possessed by a spirit part. I've heard it called unconscious writing, where you put your pen down and what comes out, it comes from your unconscious mind as opposed to your conscious mind.
Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
A ghost from the future.
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit.
Okay, I'm glad they're getting away from that angle, because that's never what I've heard about automatic writing.
He was doing the possessing.
Wait, Stead possessed the captain of the Titanic to make him go into the iceberg?
What are you smoking?
I love how they're childhood friends, but he's not even trying to be nice about
Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic.
Okay, that just got interesting.
He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
Okay, that actually made things... Again, I want to look into it and find out if this is true, but that just got a lot more interesting. Dot, dot, dot. He said it's probably best to say nothing. What you was saying was insane. I don't know if you tried to... If you were saying it seriously, he'd go mad. Actually, no, I can take it seriously. Like, an author writing a book about a ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking doesn't really mean much. But that same author just happening to be on the Titanic 20 years later, that's interesting.
Well,
Junpei smiled uncomfortably.
Why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
I don't know why he's so unwilling to entertain the idea. Like, it's a decent idea. It's a decent question.
Huh? But...
Her voice trailed off, so she gets the floor troubled.
Let's get back to it.
Joey tapped June Tilly on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around to pick up a knife from the... Wow, that's weird. We're really in trouble. I'm not just repeating myself, but this is really a futility moment. That blade is so rusty. Well, yeah, obviously. Oh my gosh, Junpei is so stupid. Well, where would we get a knife? Maybe I'll use the whetstone to sharpen the knife. The knife's getting sharper by the second. Should be able to cut something pretty good with this. So it's not like there's something hidden under the rust. Cheese. Oh, cheese is lined up the shelf. This is Gouda cheese, the most famous Dutch cheese. If you don't cut it with the casing, it usually won't go bad. So you can store it at room temperature for quite a while. Hard to get hungry in a situation like this. I'd be hungry. Okay, so it's not like the cheese is different. Use the knife. Okay, I guess I don't use the knife. So the question is, what do I do? Because I feel like I've been just about everywhere now. It's card reader. The light's red. I figured it's probably still locked. You guys got around here somewhere. Just gotta find it. Well, I feel like it's probably in the cheese. Yeah, that's... I mean, that's obvious, but... Okay, so I did not actually see... So bright red coals. Anything back there? So many things I could say about the nice dish rack. I'd love to have that in my kitchen. Are you hovering to carry it for me? Launch S7. I don't honestly think beats like that into my home, do you? Dang, I was hoping I found something because I hadn't clicked on that yet. So there are the lights, buddy. Nothing weird about that. So why don't you grab the plates? Like, I'm not sure. It's like there's plates down there. Like, we'll check under them, dude. So what have I missed? I've obviously missed something. This table looks really old-fashioned. I mean, this is an old boat. What's the paper down there? Well, what's the paper? Yeah, that's nothing. Oh, maybe there's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. See by the rut, it's probably really old. Hey, there's something. God damn it! I clicked on literally every cheese. Bottle of oil. Oh look, cooking oil. You probably use this to make something slippery. Why would you want to do that? I don't think you have to search down there. Interesting. Why does she not want me to check the bottom shelf? So what would we need to make slippery? Could it possibly be that grill that won't open? Apparently it's not. That was my idea, is that you put some of that in there and it unsucks the drawer. The drawer. That's the problem. I'm not really seeing anything. Oh god damn! I even didn't think about that. Pleasure 9 meat 10 soup A dish F. Convert the 10 AF to base 10. I didn't even think about that because I forgot the voucher existed. Did you pay, remember I told you about hexadecimal code earlier? What would 9 plus F be in base 10? Well, F is 15, so that would be 24. Okay. That's right. Good job. You're a fast learner. Ah, I'm a little bit lost. It sucks because I'm out of clues. Oh, I never even noticed those doors were back there. I thought they were just other doors. What the hell? There's no way I can open that thing. You're in that age where your eyes start to go, huh? Just got the two of them on edge. Gotta get out of here fast. It's countertop. Gotta roll nothing useful in other words. So yeah, let's look at the background. No, it looks like I have investigated the background in all the other areas. There's some bottles and seasoning in here. Damn it! I thought I found something. Well, guys, when I find something, I will be back. I don't think you need to watch me bumble around for a while. That's probably not the most interesting thing in the world. Okay, well that's annoying. Okay, so real quick, please let me out. Let me out. let me out. So I thought that was the door we came in. It's not. And you can't actually see it from any other angle. So yeah, this entire time I thought those doors and those doors were the same thing. So you just click on there and he's like, oh, use the oil to open this up. So whoops. Oh wow, it's freezing. Junpei walked in the room. A blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve the body heat.
It's cold in here. What is this place?
Are you blind?
Yeah, it's obviously a freezer, dude.
It's a freezer.
It's also, you know, I guess actually, no, Alicia's been running, so the freezer would still be going on. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me.
Well, yeah, I imagine. You're wearing barely
I'll freeze
anything.
solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
It might be kind of fun to have you in here, though. Just saying. Well, that June came in.
Whoa, it's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces. I love the idea that they walked in and inside they talked about how it was cold. I'm like, you can see it's a freezer from the time you open the door. You don't have to walk in. June already started to shiver.
You don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
And being cold might actually help the fever. Who knows? It's a possibility.
But
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
The thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind. Oh, wow. In unison, they spun around to find the door they'd only recently come through. It was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately grabbed hold of the door now.
Ah,
It was cold, beyond cold. Merely
the
touching it was
knob's
painful.
frozen.
But why?
They quickly deduced the pipe next to the door had
Looks like
ruptured.
the pipe next to it broke, and
Water was at the door and frozen instantly. Okay, water doesn't freeze that fast. His hand shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
She wasted no
What do you
time
want?
responding.
What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine.
Wow. Oh god, I guess I'll keep you from
You
dying.
say so. Hold on.
Soon, they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. The grunting ceased, and they could hear light panting as from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge.
So we need to break the ice off. Although, really, you could just shoulder chuck that
You've
door.
got more people in there. You figure it out.
Wow.
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. Interesting, again, that the narrator isn't Junpei. Every breath they took, they could feel the cold work its way deeper and deeper in their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out.
Yeah, look around, quickly.
If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
I'm sure we will too. Let's get to it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
So yeah, stop talking. I got a frozen chicken. I'm not sure how that helps exactly, but I'm glad I have it. It's frozen stiff. God damn it. Say it again. It's really hard. Okay, no, not the time for that. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. If it's that, you probably use it as a hammer. Dry ice? Can it make that cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? You should never underestimate the power of spinning gas. She picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
If you say
Yeah,
so.
it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that going to help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
That's a move when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees.
Holy crap.
Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
How do you know that? That's amazing. Although you didn't say if that's Fahrenheit, Celsius, or Kelvin.
Oh, how do you know that?
Can we talk when we're not dying?
Despite my looks, I am the the queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off. Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yeah, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird?
Guys, we should not be talking about this in
Wonder
here.
why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Seems I was shivering in an astonishing way, but curiosity seemed unaffected. His picture
How
was
the
wearing
hell
thin.
would I know? And how the hell is that going to help us get out of here? We don't have time for this crap.
But it can turn into a liquid.
Oh my god! Guys, not now, you are dying!
Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure.
This isn't really a good time for a chat about science.
But I was wondering the same thing.
Guys, talk after we get out of the freezer.
Wondering what?
Wondering why carbon dioxide doesn't turn into a liquid unless it's under pressure.
Because it's a jerk.
It just seems weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees.
Oh my god, guys, not right
Why
now.
isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
Because it's rude.
H2O and CO2 are pretty similar.
No, they're not. They're totally different substances. Look, guys, if we keep this up, we're just gonna freeze to death. You good with that? You want to die talking about sublimation and gases? Because I sure as hell don't.
Fix both of them with
Let's
a
get
glare.
back to work. Assuming you don't want to end up like a pair of ice sculptures.
Oh, but Jumpy.
Oh my god, seriously. Can we please find, like, some ball gags in a couple of these rooms?
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees. I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees? You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Well, that's its melting point, so it would freeze at 95.
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that freezes at... Seriously, guys, I am running out of patience at this point. I still won't melt. But...
Well, it doesn't matter. We need to focus on getting out of here first, or we won't be talking much longer.
He did his best to pretend he'd heard nothing and resumes his investigation of the room. Everything's frozen in here. Okay. More of a shock? Hey, did you find some dry ice earlier? There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put this stuff in a sealed container together? So when the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and froze in place. It actually seemed almost warm. But I don't have a sealed container. Okay, I didn't notice that before. There's so much stuff in here. I want to take some of it out, Jumpy. Got some rope. A water bottle? So why can we not do that? Empty water bottle. Neck is pretty small. I don't think we can fit anything very big in there. Yeah, tie the rope to it. Okay, that does not help me. So I'm a little bit confused as to, I feel like you're supposed to put those together, but you can't. So... I've got a lot of stuff here. Let's just... Does anything go together? Wait, what the hell? Alright, dry ice. Oh, we smashed up the dry ice. I didn't realize it was in one big thing. That makes sense. Okay, now with that done, we should be able to... These pieces of dry ice in the water bottle. We're not going to get the result we want unless you're going to hook the bottle to the doorknob somehow. It's going to explode right next to the ice on the doorknob. Just tie a rope on here. Okay, that's interesting at least. Warm water drizzle.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
Hopefully, like, get this done before we die.
We just need to give it a little, tap.
Love tap? I'm gonna give it a love tap.
The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock. Huh. A small rock.
Jared looked down on the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the large chunk he crushed earlier.
This ought to do the trick.
Pull his sleeve down over his hand to keep it from getting burned, and grab the chunk of dry ice.
Some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
It's a pretty good size. About as big as a pool ball.
Alright guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Jay, pull open the door of the small cellar.
Come on, get inside, quick!
Sansa, you nod and jump down into the hole. Jumping in the hole! Sandy could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
Alright, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
It literally doesn't matter.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Let's do this. Junpei threw the chunk of dry as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar and Santa June just as... I'm not sure that this would actually... Like, this entire thing seems a little bit arbitrary, because like I said, even if there's ice there, you can just shoulder chuck the door real hard. Jimmy leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone!
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens.
Jimmy grabbed the doorknob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and the three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor. Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
Well, yeah, what are you doing, man? She had to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of
Well, you
rage.
did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen?
Hey, where's Lotus?
She was sitting in the corner, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
Lotus is really weird. Like, this side of her character is it's giving me a concern. But yawn, Lotus lifted herself off the counter. She may clench his teeth and walk towards her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die!
Oh, yeah?
It's a
But you
freezer.
didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
Yeah, I feel like Lotus may be in cahoots or something. It's like she is very not concerned with anything.
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Oh, don't give me that crap!
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything.
I mean, that part makes sense, but her nonchalance about it is very deeply concerning.
So, all I could do was wait.
I mean, I suppose that's true.
I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It'd be nice. Oh, there was much she could have done, but something about her tone.
Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own.
That is a decent question, because we know the pipe burst, but how did the door
I
get
told
closed?
you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Seemed an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she'd really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Not yet. Jimmy swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
I do understand. What am I understanding? Rose looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and
Hey,
Lotus.
no more screwing around, you two.
You were the guys talking science while we froze to
Break
death.
time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
Hey, be nice to her ass.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
I do think it's interesting that he's, getting mad at her for sitting around doing nothing when, again, he was totally the one that was, talking about science and almost killed us to his inane chattering. Regardless, though, I will see you in the next one when we theoretically will actually get out of this room. Huzzah!